Sometimes things just get a little out of hand in Kingdom versus Kingdom. In this video, we're going to showcase some amazing moments of a 180 million power player getting multi-rallied. In addition, a player over 80 million power getting multi-rallied by Attila Takeda as well. Cities getting swarmed, and the garrison is Charles Martel Aethelflaed. And honestly, the area of effect damage from the Aethelflaed is going to be insane. I mean, yeah, you swarm a 70 million power city with an Aethelflaed, it's going to do some work. So stick around in this video for the most ridiculous, outrageous rallies and swarming happening literally within the last 12 hours in Rise of Kingdoms. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisco Gaming, a sponsored content creator for Rise of Kingdoms, and today we are watching some insane rallies on some very high-power cities. If you like Rise of Kingdoms guides that help you get value and smash your enemies, consider smashing that subscribe button for daily Rise of Kingdoms videos. You're watching a 180 million power player about to get multi-rallied. The first rally in is a Ramesses YSG, and honestly, oh my goodness, this player, Imprisoned, here comes the next rally. Mistakes in timing made here. This is a minor mistake. I'm not trying to be critical. However, Attila and Takeda, a lot of their damage is done from counterattack damage. You don't deal counterattack damage unless you are taking normal attack damage from your target. So right now, the Ramesses YSG, which is a high damage rally, it's a good rally, especially against a city. I think that's fine. I prefer a Mehmed as the secondary, but this is a fine rally against the city. The problem is that they're not really designed to take damage. Here you can see West Guy is actually 190 million power at the start of this, which is crazy. 190 million power. There's some king skills firing off. Another Attila Takeda rally on its way in. So we've got 3 rallies on this city. 190 million power. Charles Martel, Constatine as the garrison. Also, as I mentioned, they're imprisoned, so they're not going anywhere. They got to deal with this. The only way out of this for them is a peace shield, and the longer this runs, the more opportunity they have for a peace shield. So again, without trying to be critical, you really want and need the Attila Takeda to be the first rally in, and I almost think they maybe should have canceled the Ramesses YSG rally and relaunched. You've got to have a different alliance for every rally you're launching here, and there are more rallies on their way, by the way. This is running at 1x speed because I thought this was such a spectacular event to watch that, like, I honestly, for literally like an hour, was slash popcorn watching all of the craziness unfold in these KvKs. There you can see the Archer rally is canceled. However, yet another Attila Takeda rally has replaced it. So now you're watching 3 Attila Takeda rallies on West Guy. And good news for West Guy, Charles Martel with the Constatine is a really great combination to deal with Attila Takeda. Bad news is there's 3 Attila Takedas. Oh, and P.S. here comes another rally. Oh no. Another rally on its way in. Entertaining for sure, Attila Takeda. Look, in my perfect world, I do this a little differently. Attila Takeda accrues an insane amount of dead troops here. And oh my gosh, counter rally on the rally. Did you see that? Counter rally just landed on the rally. There's a Guan, probably, I think it's Leonidas secondary. We'll see in just a second. Yeah, Guan Leo, counter rally. The problem with Guan to counter Attila Takeda, by the way, is that Attila Takeda is immune to the silence. So you're not getting as much done with a Guan Leo like you would want to, unless you have a way of reducing the attack of the target. The Leonidas is not going to do the elevated damage because he needs that target to be silenced or have the attack reduction. And there's another counter rally on another rally. So we're looking at 4 rallies, 2 counter rallies. It's out of control. This was so insane to watch. And the city, I mean, it's still above half health. It's just like chilling. It's just like, yo, Charles Martel, Constatine, doing work. So as I was saying, I guess if the counter rallies are going to arrive, the use of the Attila Takeda is really validated because now they're doing tons of counterattack damage to the counter rallies, which is not what I would have expected, okay? But Attila Takeda, like 45, I think, % of their damage is counterattack damage. So the Attila Takeda rallies that aren't getting hit by the city from the normal attacks aren't doing a lot of the damage they normally would do. But Attila Takeda, because they're doing normal and counterattack damage, inflict an insane number of dead troops on the city. So I like the idea of using them, but not in this context. You see, the thing that's going on here is they need to weaken the city as much as possible at the start because they're taking such negative trades when the city is super powerful. Even though it's not going to fill up the hospital as much, you want to have high skill damage commanders in the mix here to just lower the volume of troops that are involved in this garrison so the trades are not so bad. So I would be rallying with maybe 2 Attila takedas, right? That way if you need to cancel the first Attila takeda, you've got the second Attila takeda rally present, and then as much damage as you possibly can as the backups. And, you know, in a pair with that Ramesses, if you had a commander like Mehmed designed to hit cities, Ramesses Mehmed will be very good. Even Esong with Mehmed will be very good. Although, I'm going to make the argument there that you probably can find 2 commanders designed to hit cities that will do really well. And when I say designed to hit cities, I do mean hitting cities, not swarming them. Commanders like Julius Caesar and Freddy that increase the troop capacity but not the rally capacity are great for swarming a city, like you see some of these players doing. By the way, this city is getting swarmed now. You are watching someone swarm this city with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marches. Baroness swarming this city with 5 marches. I think that's premature. I think they're going to take a lot of pain for doing this. I love, by the way, that they're bringing like a Constatine. And, you know, one micro optimization here is it would even make sense for these different alliances. And like we don't do this all the time. In Kingdom 75, we've made this mistake. So again, this is not a criticism. This is more like mental note for myself. But even if you have to like fight your own ally to give each other Joan of Arc and Constantine buffs, you should be doing that. Buffing your rally. There's some infantry right now in the Attila Takeda rally. This city still imprisoned. West guy starting at 190 million power. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is straight insane. The Swarmer getting completely rolled here. Their marches deleted and or nearly deleted. Oh man. I honestly, this was some of the most entertainment I've had on Rise of Kingdoms in quite some time. Just watching this, no obligations for participation, just sitting back, slash popcorn fully 100% here. Insane. In just a moment, we're going to see how much power the city has lost because they have bubbled. Smart play. Smart play. 173 million power. They lost 17 million power from when we started recording that. Here are some stats for this player, but I want to call attention to the fact that stat updates are delayed. So we're showing you the stats, and I'm going to show you these stats again. And when we show you them again, it's going to have the accurate numbers here. So here we are in just a second. We'll flip this over. Before the fight, they had the 7 million dead troops. There we see 8.4 million dead troops. So they lost about 1.4 million troops, and I did the math from how many kills they had. About 3.2 million kills. So they did slightly better than 2 for 1-ing here, which honestly, like that all seems really quite amazing to me. Amazing rallies, amazing defense. Honestly, like thank you to everybody involved in that because this was insane to watch. But by the way, if you think this was insane to watch, good news, there is most certainly more. Since we're on the topic of triple and quadruple rallies, here's a player, 83 million power, 2 rallies with Attila Takeda, now working on that player. Looks like they've got a Charles Martel and Sun Tzu secondary, which actually the Sun Tzu working really well with the way those enemies have lined up. There's a Guan Alex rally, triple rally here on this 80+ million power player. And yeah, they're doing some work. Unlike the 180 million power player, turns out that having 100 extra million power goes a really long way for defending your city. There's the swarm, and man, city is now burning. Some extra swarmers here taking a lot of heat, down to 75 million power. Totally insane. 9.3 mil dead for this player. Now we've jumped over to Kingdom 2 because I thought I had seen all the action. I thought I'd seen everything, and then when I looked in the Heroic Anthem KvK Season 2, this is a 50 million power player just getting swarmed. They're 54 million power. Julius Caesar on the wall. The Solimar defense fully in force here. Solimar defense fully in force. This player is getting swarmed over and over and over and over. And yeah, we're at 2x speed now. We're at 2x speed. But this was so entertaining to watch. Like, I mean, I feel bad for the player getting zeroed here, but like, I can't believe they're just swarming a 50+ million power city over and over. And their marches are getting really low too. Their marches are getting really low. Like they're losing a lot of troops doing this operation. I get a look in and like, oh my gosh. Pass 7 opened for the heroic anthem KvK in Kingdom 2. And it is just like sharks feeding on D kingdoms here with Kingdom 2. It's insane. Honestly, so you see a rally up top here with the Aethelflaed, and they just switch over. It's like, do I swarm this one or do I swarm that one? Like, which city do I swarm here? And then it's like Belisarius double C leads. Like these are not even commanders that are designed for swarming cities, right? It's just like, I needed the march speed to get there faster. So I walked myself over to this city off territory, and then I started swarming it. But everywhere you looked in this heroic anthem, there was something like this going on when Pass 7 opened. So in heroic anthem, okay, before you get to Kingsland in KvK, the pass is open, connecting you to all of the enemies that have moved into the zones outside of Kingsland. So it's a huge battle. Like this is the big fight in heroic anthem KvK is when Pass 7 opens. And off-territory cities here are just getting completely wrecked. And like, look at the Aethelflaeds, okay? This city is not as high power. But I'm going to show you in a moment a 70 million power player with an Aethelflaed, and it's going to do some work. Because guess what? Okay, Aethelflaed doesn't have the most damage factor in the world. It's true. It's true. Her debuff is really, really good. Okay? And I get it. I get it. But when she hits 5 targets for 800 damage factor, okay, that's a lot of damage. A commander, even though the rest of the skills aren't relevant for city defense, 4,000 damage factor, as it turns out, is really astonishingly good. And so I made a video a really long time ago. I made this video talking about how, we're testing garrison in the expedition game mode. And you'd never actually use an Aethelflaed because enemies are never just going to line up like this for you to get wrecked. Here's a 35 million power player about to get rallied and wrecked. Enemies never just line up for you to get wrecked so that Aethelflaed, they would never hit 5 targets. But there are so many people swarming the city that Aethelflaed hits 5 targets. So it turns out that like, yeah, that's actually pretty good. Pretty good. I mean, are there other commanders I'd rather use? Like, yeah, I think the Sun Tzu would be really good. They'd hit all their targets too, and that would do a lot of damage. But this is just insane. I feel bad for this 35 million power player. Like, you're just going to get wrecked. 35 million power off territory. And the answer here is really easy. These are players that were off territory. And the problem is that you join a coalition, which is many alliances all together, but your territory is still your alliance's territory. You can teleport onto any alliance's territory from your coalition. However, you should still stay on your own alliance's territory so your city can't get attacked. So what we're watching here is players whose cities are getting attacked, and like Minamoto swarming here. We've got a double C with actually, okay, so Baibars has a skill related to hitting cities, so that's super relevant. We got a Belisarius involved in this city swarm. Ridiculous. This city swarm, it's fine, right? Like, I feel bad for the player, but okay, a 35 million power player getting swarmed. But what we're about to watch in some of these cities coming up, dude, it's totally crazy. It's totally crazy. And I put this on 2x speed, but some of my alliance members can attest to just how insane it was. Like, just looking around in this KvK and seeing like, oh my god, like another city is getting swarmed. So this player lost about 5 million power, over 1 million troops in that exchange. Here's another rally in on a city here. What is the rally? Oh, there's the Aethelflaed. There's the Aethelflaed. Ramesses swarming is coming in. And these marches, dude, look at that march. It didn't even start full health when it started swarming this 40 million power player. Oh my gosh. 41 million power. And I mean, I guess like, look, so Kingdom 2 is the overdog by a long shot on their KvK. So, if you don't have opponents to battle on a kind of an ongoing basis and you don't have opponents to rally down, I guess you feel like you got the troops to do some of this kind of stuff. Swarming cities with rallies, totally nuts. But what we're about to show you is the thing I'm I found the most entertaining. This is a 78 million power player who has only 140,000 dead troops and 2 million kills. They basically are farming, and that's all they've done. And that's about to change. There's a counter rally on the Attila Takeda rally with 2 marshes in it. That gets wrecked. And then look at the Aethelflaed, okay? Charles Martel buffs the damage, and then Aethelflaed is just doing 4,000 damage factor, hitting 5 targets. So this is completely insane. Like I can't even handle how insane this is. Look at the value they are getting from this Aethelflaed and the area of effect damage. And I get it, okay? I get it. I'm not saying this is how you should defend your city. But like, the marches swarming this city are getting wrecked because it's 78 million power. Even after the rally, it's still got 70 plus million power. So this city is doing some serious work. And I don't know, is the city going to win? I actually don't remember last night when I was recording this. But these marches are getting wrecked. Oh my God, I think the city wins the defense. I think the city wins here. Oh, if you liked this video and you like rallies and you like swarms and you like KvK, do me a huge favor, throw a like on the video. This style of video takes much, much, much longer to create. I've got to record and then edit and then record something on top of it. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom. If you want to watch more crazy stuff like this, click the card up in the top. Watch the video of Cortex getting imprisoned and rallied.